To the nation of Israel. I'm talking to the so-called African American blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, because you are the 12 tribes of the children of Israel that this Bible speaks of. And I'm kind of going to piggyback on what my brother was speaking about, which they also had a revolt summit. Killer Mike said, we need to stop arguing over which slave master is treating us better, which is true. And I'm going to get that out of the Bible. We're going to show y'all that. Let's go to Deuteronomy 17, verse 15. Because the Bible is our constitution, and we're supposed to live by it, die by it, teach our kids the same laws and principles that God gave to Moses. So this is what we're going to do. Read that.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 17, verse 15. Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee.
So this is who you're not supposed to set king over you. Not Trump, not, because they always give, what's his name, the black president? Obama accolades. He's not even one of us. He's an Egyptian according to the scriptures, but go ahead.
Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Lord thy God shall choose.
Well, we're only supposed to set somebody king over us, who the Lord our power chooses. Go ahead.
One from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee.
Somebody of our own nationality, our own race. That's who's supposed to be king over us. So we don't have no reason to vote here in America, because the system is wicked and it's crooked and it's set up to go against us, not for us. Because I'm going to say something, I was going to get it down the line. We have many politicians that's black. We have police that's black. We have people in high offices that's black. Even Latinos, high offices. But they don't do nothing for the people. The police. We got white folks that's police out here, right? And they're the ones that's doing the most crime against the black folks. They go in and killing them and getting immunity for it. What do these black officers do to them? Because they uphold the law too, right? Yep. They're supposed to bring justice to us. Yep. Because they are people. They got the white folks bringing unrighteous justice for their people, but for us, they don't bring justice to us. So go ahead and read that.
Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee.
We ain't supposed to have no strangers over us at all, none whatsoever. That's why we suffer, one of the curses that we suffer. Because everybody that joined their movement, they fall in line with them. So go ahead.
Which is not thy brother.
We ain't supposed to have, because Killer Mike said, oh, we got to vote, we got to do this, we got to do that. I'm voting for Barry Sanders. How you going to tell them, the people, not to, we fighting over who's the best slave master, but you trying to endorse Barry Sanders. To hell with him too, Killer Mike. You got to let him go too. But we gotta raise up and do our own thing. But go ahead.
Verse 16. But he shall not multiply horses to himself.
That's all I needed. Let's go to the next scripture. Because this was another thing that came up in the Black Revolt Summit. Let's go to economic banking. Let's go to Exodus 22 and 25. Because this is one of the things that will help us. Because the ACE checking the cash is one of the things that brings us down. We already, the last hired, the first fired, we already, when we get hired, we work for somebody else, and they don't pay us, but they would pay their own people. So we go, when we get in trouble, we go to places like ACE checking the cash. And the loan rate on that, your $100 is what? 47%, 46%? Yeah. So if you get $150, you got to pay $75 back, which is more than half, more than half of what you borrow, right? So that right there puts you in the hole. Even the banking system here puts you in the hole because they take taxes out of your money before you even get it. And that's called, man, taxation without representation, because according to the American Constitution, taxes are illegal. The federal government is illegal. But look that up. Washington, D.C. is not even a part of America, y'all. But they don't teach us this in school, but go ahead and read that.
The book of Exodus, chapter 22 and verse 25. If thou lend money to any of my people that is poor by thee, thou shalt not be to him as an usurer.
So we're not supposed to lend to our own people by usury. If you give him some money, no interest. That's just a loan, but he got to pay that back. But you can't exact usury on him. Is that all of that? Go ahead.
Neither shalt thou lay upon him usury.
So we're not supposed to lend to our own people upon usury. Same thing the white man does. They had indentured servants that came over here and worked during the time of slavery. Yeah, they worked off their debt, but after they worked off their debt, they were given land and black slaves to own to help their people get further and further up the ladder, which they are today. Because without slavery, the white man wouldn't be ahead of us. And we know that because they didn't create anything. Look it up. Black men, so-called Latinos, and Native Americans created just about everything in America. If we took everything that the black man created today, America would fall. But I want to name some of those things off. Ford Motor Company. That's after a black man, because the black man created the car motor. A black man created the car, so we take the car, America falls. A black man created the light bulb, America falls. There's no lights at night no more. They're going to be burning candles, burning themselves, right? A black man created this stop sign. Did y'all know that? Yeah, they created a stoplight. So without the stoplight, America falls. That's three things I named that the so-called African American has created here in America, right? That's benefiting them. But where's our benefit from that? Right? But so we're going to continue to get into this group economics according to us. Is that all of that? Yeah. All right, so let's go to the next one. Leviticus 25 and 37. Because this is how we become a power. This is how we was a power before. And this is the only way we going to come back into being a power. You got that? Leviticus 22 and 25. This is the black man's African American, so-called African Americans, the Latinos, and the Native American banking system. This is how we are to rule and use our money. Because we have a lot of wealthy athletes, right? But do they help their people? Oh, they don't. Just like what was the owner of the Clippers, the one they made him sell his franchise, Don Sterling. He said the African Americans, they get all this money and they don't even help their people. But we help our people. He said, I'm giving them this and this and that. So I wasn't even mad when he said that, because he was only telling the truth. What black athlete helps his own people? Like literally help people in America, not going to Africa and help them where it's not benefiting the people that's suffering a whole lot here. I'm talking about here in America. A lot of people wasn't even on that until recently. Nipsey Hussle was on that. But thank him for that and leading our people into a better mind state of helping their own people. Go ahead.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 22 and verse 25. Neither from a stranger's hand shall ye offer the bread of your God of any of these.
Wait, Leviticus 25 and 37, huh? Leviticus 25 and 37, read that.
Leviticus chapter 25 verse 37. Thou shalt not give him thy money upon usury.
So we're not supposed to give to our brethren upon usury. You take your money to the bank, they use your money. They use your money for holding your money, and then when you get an overcharge, they charge you $35 for an overcharge. So they lending to us upon usury. These are the systems that we're supposed to use, and I'm going to get into that. Because they use everything, all our Bible principles against us. But go ahead and finish reading that.
Lord, lend him thy victuals for increase.
Lord, lend them goods. Food. That's victuals. That's something that you eat. Like if your brother or somebody that's thirsty or hungry needs something, give it to him. But he will pay, let him pay you back. But don't give him usury. Don't add nothing to that, because he's already in a state that he shouldn't be in. But go ahead. That was all that? No, that's all I needed. Let's go to another one. Let's go to Deuteronomy 15. I want to read 1 through 4. Because this is right here is talking about the credit system. Today's credit system is indeed wicked and evil and against us. Because who's in debt? We are. Let me ask y'all something. How many times have you known the president now? How many times did he file bankruptcy?
Many times.
Okay, how many times he filed bankruptcy in 1 year? It was recorded that Donald Trump filed bankruptcy 13 times in 1 year. And he still does it. But that's your president. They won't allow us to do that, but they can get away with that murder and stealing people's money, because that's all it is. But let's see how God felt about us in the time of release, when we lend to our brothers and they weren't able to pay it back, because you know they boosted up the physical year of debt that you hold here in America to 13 years. It was 7, but they boosted it to 13 now. So you in debt for 13 years, and then they have it to where somebody else can buy your debt, and your debt starts all over. But you know they got that principle out of the Bible? We're going to show y'all that. Go ahead.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 15 and verse 1. At the end of every 7 years, thou shalt make a release.
It said at the end of 7 years, when somebody borrowed something from you, if they couldn't pay it back, God said, make a release. Let it go. Obviously, they struggling and they can't pay it back. But God said he'll pay you back. But go ahead. But do America practice that? No. But this is what the so-called African Americans, Latinos, and the Native Americans should be practicing. Our own constitution, according to the laws, statutes, and commandments that we are to uphold. Go ahead, read that.
Verse 2. And this is the manner of the release. Every creditor that lendeth aught unto his neighbor shall release it.
It said every creditor that lends to his neighbor. We go in debt out here in America, right? They don't release nothing. They tack on more dollars and more dollars and more dollars. Why? Because we're not of their nation. Which that shows you, I'm going to show you that in the Bible. This is our constitution. This is what we should be following as so-called African Americans, Latinos, and Native Americans. This is the economics that we should be following. Go ahead.
He shall not exact it of his neighbor or of his brother, because it is called the Lord's release.
So if your brother owes you after 7 years, you're supposed to release it. Let it go. Go ahead.
Verse 3. Of a foreigner thou mayest exact it again.
See, he said of a foreigner, somebody that's not of your nation, you tack it on again. If they still owe you after the 7 years, you make them pay you after the 7 years. You keep going. Same thing they do to us here in America. They keep going and going and going. You'll never get out of debt, right? But this was the principle that we were supposed to use because we were the ones that was in power.
No. But that which is thine with thy brother, thine hand shall release.
So if it was up to your brothers, he owes you after the 7 years, you release his. That's all right. So let's show y'all something else. Then we're going to come back. Hold that. Let's go to Deuteronomy 23 and verse 19. Coming back to that. You got that? Read that.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 23 and verse 19. Thou shalt not lend upon usury to thy brother.
So, plain and simple, the principles of so-called African Americans, Latinos, neighbors, we're not supposed to lend upon usury to our brothers. If you loan him something, allow him to just pay you back without any penalties of payment or adding anything to it. Go ahead.
Usury of money, usury of victuals.
First thing he said, usury of money, usury of victuals. If he has something, he's supposed to give it back. He's supposed to just give it back to you. You ain't supposed to add anything to it, but go ahead.
Usury of anything that is lent upon usury.
Yep. Anything that you lend to your brother, you're supposed to just lend it to him. You know, the fake Jews, the Jewish people, the Israelis, Amalek, Esau, Edom, Idumea, they have a system to where they'll lend to their brothers and sisters, and they don't have to pay anything back. Right now, they have an aliyah. They said if you are of Jewish descent, you can go to Israel for free. They'll give you room and board, and they'll even house you. That's if you want to come back and stay. But now they have it to where if you claim the Jewish descent, you can go right now and just visit to see how it is, because they really want you to come to the stolen land that they acquired. But that's a whole nother story. But go ahead.
We want verse 20?
No, I don't want verse 20. Let's go back to that Deuteronomy 15, verse 3.
Verse 3. Of a foreigner thou mayest exact it again.
See, of the foreigners we may exact it again. We're supposed to get that payment back. Continue that until we get our money. Go ahead.
But that which is thine with thy brother, thine hand shall release, save when there shall be no poor among you.
So the Most High said, when there is no poor among us, what?
Save when there shall be no poor among you. For the Lord shall greatly bless thee in the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee for an inheritance.
See, we were to be blessed because even when we gave our brothers money and we did that 7-year release, the Lord would continue to bless us because this is the commandment that he gave us. But we don't practice this today because we practice the ways of America, which is robbery, stealing, you know what I'm saying? Taxation without representation. Go ahead.
To possess it. Verse 5.
That's all I needed. That's all I needed. So now let's get into another thing with the food. Because this is another way that we were to make money. Same thing they do to us. They told us shrimp, crab, lobster, pig was a good food to eat. But that's the bottom barrel. Those are bottom feeders. Even, what's that, catfish, crawfish. All these are bottom feeders that they feed us and we get sick off of it. But let's see what the Most High said that we should do with these foods. Let's go to Leviticus 23 and 8. 22 and 8. Because we're not supposed to be selling our brothers and sisters bad food. But we can sell bad food to the other nations. And this is right here in the Bible. But you'll never learn this on Sunday because they don't teach you but three things: health, wealth, and prosperity. They turned Jesus Christ into a magic genie or something. Go ahead.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 22 and verse 8. That which dieth itself, or is torn with beasts, he shall not eat to defile himself therewith. I am the Lord.
So these are things that we are not to eat because we would defile ourselves. We have the dietary laws, which is in Leviticus chapter 11 and Deuteronomy 14. That's what we're supposed to follow. But let's get something else, because we're going to show you when beast die of itself or is torn up by an animal, who we can give it to and sell it to, which they do to us. Y'all see how they treat the animals in the slaughterhouse. How do they treat them, brother?
The quarantine camps.
Like quarantine camps, right? They opening the side of the cow, and going in the back of his stomach, pouring chemicals in. They killing them unsanitarily, making them giving them mad cow disease and all that types of stuff. They take the forklift and they even just flip the cows over, and that makes the cow mad. And all the estrogen and everything that's in the cow, when it get mad, it goes into the food. Now your food is poison. Yep. Giving them chemicals to make them grow faster. And what else is another thing I was gonna say about the food? How they mistreat it. Oh, these white folks be having sex with the cows, having sex with the pigs, sex with the goats. That's defiled animals. When they do that, the animal's supposed to be put to death according to the scripture. Even that person. I can get y'all that. Yeah, let's get that right quick.